Hello, my name's Abdul Jama.
Hi, I'm Daily Richie Tekamkwate.
Hi, I'm Hetal Nakurkar.
Hi, my name is Innocent Mbanda.
Hi, I'm Olivia Smith.
I'm Nadir Carpenter, and we are Team Our ESL Classroom.
Our application is designed to simplify and foster communication between teachers and ESL parents. The app will provide valuable information about the students' classroom progress and allows teachers and parents to communicate with each other on their preferred languages. This app is going to improve the classroom experience for children of immigrant parents by creating an open form of communication between home and school. As for starting up the project, this project was a lot different from all our other projects because this is going to be remote. Usually, we would all be in the same classroom. However, we're all doing it from home. Thus, we had to use tools like Google Meetup, Zoom, Google Hangouts. And we'd also need to share our screens. We would also use a Scrum board to organize and plan for the day.
To put this application together, we were doing stand up every morning and talk about the goal we want to achieve for our application. Who will driving? Who will directing? Are we going to split in smaller group or are we going just to go all together? And also we were using Scrumboard to track our job, what needs to be done, what is in progress, and what is completed. We use Java, Spring Boot, and H2 database for our backend. For the front end, we use HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. We also use Yandex Translate API because translation was one of the core functionality of our application. We also use Git and GitHub for version control.
As a teacher, it's very important to have a really steady stream of communication between your students' parents and yourself. But if the students' parents are ESL and you're an English speaker, that can definitely make it a lot more difficult, which is why we created something like our ESL Classroom to help ease that communication and get rid of that barrier. If you're an English-speaking teacher, you can go ahead and log in as a teacher profile. You can see our profile information will show up right here. And then you can select which student you'd like to send a message to. You can send a message such as, "Hello, how are you today?" And you can send it in your native English. Now we'll talk to Hatal and see what happens on the student side.
Thanks, Olivia. I can absolutely relate to this experience because when I came to this country, we did not have app like this, and I was personally struggling to learn the English. And at the same time, I had to be translated between parents and teachers constantly. Luckily, apps like this solves that problem. This app definitely takes the burden away from students. So now, if you go ahead and log in as a student, now you see the message is translated in your native language for the student. For example, this is French, but we can pick any language you prefer. Now, if I want to go ahead and send a message to a teacher, I can do that. And then now when you go back and log in as a teacher, there it is. The message is translated in English for our teachers.
Yeah, we really hope that this app will help make communication between ESL students and parents and their English-speaking teachers a lot easier and help that relationship be able to form a lot faster and better. If you'd like to learn any more about anyone who helped work on this app, our team members' names are all right down here with links to either our profile, our personal portfolios, or our LinkedIn accounts. And we would love to hear from you if you have any more questions about our app.
This web app was developed using two programming languages, Java for the backend production and JavaScript for the front-end production. We also use HTML and CSS for styling and formatting of the front end of the application. For the backend production, we use Java Spring Boot as a framework, an H2 database, Yandex Translator API for chat translation, and Postman to test our Spring controller endpoints. For front-end production, we use vanilla JavaScript to wire our front end to our Spring endpoints and create a working single-page application without a front-end framework. The UI elements were written in HTML5 and CSS3. Now, Innocent will speak about how we use Git for our workflow and stand-ups as a team.
Thank you, Nadir. Git as distributed version control system helped us to keep our work organized and trackable. As a team, we needed to have a system that could track our workflow, push our completed features to our Git repository. With Git, we were able to split the features between our members, create branches to work on those features, and merge them on working application. As we're working remotely like everyone else, one of the biggest challenges about working remotely is keeping everyone on the same page in their individual work environments. Without use of agile practice, we could have certainly struggled in this regard. Morning and afternoon stand-ups were not only useful for distributing our work, but also prioritizing our features in order to stand up with minimum viable products before the deadline.
Seeing as this was the first time that my team members or I ever built out an application from the ground up like this, I don't think we understood the importance of having a really solid skeleton for the app fleshed out before we went in with the code and tried to build out the meat of the application, which led to some hiccups throughout the process. So I think we all learned an important lesson that there's more to being a developer than just knowing the coding languages. And the next time we work on projects, I think we'll all recognize the value of having a solid overall design and structure in place for the app before we write any of the actual code.
The biggest technical problem we encountered during this project was the promise calls and translation were not returning messages in order because we did not have messages as an embedded class. So we ended up spending more time and energy resolving this by storing all messages at once and then manually separating them. The biggest lesson we learned was if we would have spent more time at the beginning with the best design versus the shortest solution to an immediate problem would have definitely helped us in long run.
As I reflect back on our project, I think one of the biggest challenges we faced as a team was the deadline we had to meet. There was a lot of pressure because not only was this our first time doing remotely, but we were going through a global pandemic. There was a lot of anxiety in the air and uncertainty for the future. People had to take care of their families. I think one thing this whole experience has taught me was the fact that there's going to be times in your career where you have to work under extreme pressure, and that's just part of the job.
What I've learned during all this process is for every single given problem, there is 1,000 ways to approach it and to solve it. So, in my opinion, there is no right or wrong approach, there is just good or better approach. Also, before we start to work remotely, I never thought that I would be able to handle all that remote stuff. But now for sure I can say that I'm very comfortable to work remotely. This is the main lesson I've learned during all this process. Thank you.